I was thinking about The Flash and the progress that they've made since the first season has started. And, I really just find myself saying that I really enjoy the show. And I was wondering how that really compared to Arrow, because season 2 of Arrow was quite possibly, one of the best seasons on any TV show that I've actually watched. And I was starting to basically compare and wonder just how good The Flash is and how good it could potentially be. One of the things that The Flash does really well is, I want to say, like the pacing. The pacing I find to be really, it's at that point where I don't find myself being bored or having unnecessary dialogue. It feels like everything is really well put together. And, hats off to the writers and the directors for every single episode that they've done so far. And I started to ask myself that question, is this show better than Arrow? And I feel like it's a little early to be asking that question, but if I were to do a comparison between The Flash season 1 and Arrow season 3, I could honestly say that I believe, with the exception of episode 9 of Arrow, that The Flash has had a better season so far. And part of that is due to the fact that season 2 was on such a high note that the season 3 premiere was appropriately titled The Calm, and that really is, I guess, the driving force of what season 3 of Arrow is. It's been a little bit less on the side of true action and a true villain, because a lot of it has just been kind of not really revealed just yet, and now we're kind of seeing, Ra's al Ghul, and what else is to come will be revealed in the latter half of the season. But I really just like what they're doing with the Flash. In my opinion, the Flash also had the better half of the crossover episodes, because that first episode where they had the fight and everything like that, you notice that the Flash was given, or that TV show was given, a lot of the cool moments in comparison to what happened on Arrow the following night. Another thing I feel that the Flash again separates itself. The Flash is more of an iconic hero than Green Arrow actually is, as far as Justice League is concerned, comics. Green Arrow has always been someone that has taken a back seat because of the comparisons, and of course, they are warranted comparisons with Bruce Wayne, i.e., Batman, of course, because they are, in a lot of ways, the same person. Both billionaires who turn their life around for a better cause. They both have creative gadgets in many ways. Green Arrow's style is very different. Batman is darker, and he has his tactician side of his character is really just unparalleled, and he will always be, in my opinion, he's my second favorite superhero of all time. Obviously, by my username, you know who my first is, but he is always going to be that hero that is just up there. But when you look at the way Green Arrow is, he just, as far as popularity, he really isn't there. I feel like the show Arrow has done a pretty good job of actually kind of elevating him just a little bit, because people who maybe previously didn't know too much about Green Arrow maybe picked up a comic or maybe read some posts on Wikipedia or something like that, just to get some more insight into who the character actually is. And Stephen Amell, in my opinion, does a really solid job of playing Arrow on the show, or Oliver Queen. So really nothing to really complain about when it comes to Arrow, but I find myself leaning towards The Flash more and looking forward to the episodes on that show more than I do on Arrow, at least when it comes to this season. Obviously, Manu Bennett did an absolutely amazing job as Deathstroke in season 2, and he really was a legitimate threat. I felt whenever he was on screen, he commanded the screen. I really enjoyed his time with the show, with the cast members, the overall interaction with characters in season 2. Him not being there really ultimately feels like a loss for the show overall. and how they deal with replacing someone like that, someone who was really just this ultimate threat. Ra's al Ghul is a pretty good start, but I don't know how much of a factor he will really have or how much he will really play into the overall show, but we'll see as it goes on. But the Flash, I think one of the biggest weaknesses for the Flash is really just a lot of what you would call sci-fi mumbo jumbo, because it's like you have all these different instances of scientific words and these over the top, if you will, definitions and explanations for all of these different things. And we haven't even yet gotten into the whole time travel aspect of it. So as far as science is concerned, it gets really, really technical and over the top, and there's just all these brilliant people always talking all at once. But that is really the only criticism of the show I could actually give. What I really like, again, the fact that he is a superpowered being allows him to do things in such a way that it's when you look at Oliver Queen, he's on this journey. Yes, he's going to get better as an archer, as a marksman, all that other stuff. He's going to improve his overall skills in his as far as his overall skill set's concerned, he's going to continue to improve it. But when you look at the Flash, he's going to be discovering new powers, which makes his show just that much more entertaining to watch because when he discovers something new, who knows what he'll do at that point. You have the opportunity to introduce time travel in the show if you like. There's so much you can do with Flash. So, yeah, those are really just my thoughts. I don't know. The Flash and Arrow, I just know that Tuesday nights I'm looking forward to The Flash a hell of a lot more than I, well, than I was usually accustomed to looking forward to Arrow on Wednesday night. I find not necessarily my interest, but my overall expectation of what the episode is going to be, I find that to be just lacking. I'm not really kind of setting the bar too high. And that really isn't taking anything away from what Arrow is. Arrow is a really, really good show. But there's something about when you introduce a character like the Flash who can run at, when he has all these superpowers, his super speed and all this other stuff that he can do, it really makes someone like Green Arrow feel so much smaller. And Wednesday night, when they had on the second part, sorry, of the crossover, you could see when Barry was there, when he was involved with Oliver, he would clean up all of these bad guys in a fraction of the time, a split second, and then Oliver would walk in with his bow, and all the guys are already taken care of. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about it. I'm not gonna say it's a better show just yet, but it seems like this season of The Flash has been just incredible so far. I really enjoyed a lot of what they've been doing. There's also so many different theories going around about who could be what and how many reverse flashes there are and all of these other things. And there's just a lot of it's also a lot more open-ended as far as how you can actually change characters and bring new guys in and the paths they can go down. I feel like there's just so much more potential there. But there's still Adam on Arrow, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. My name is Damien. Check them out, the two videos at the end.